Hey ladies and gents, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking EA FC 26. I've played an entire season on the authentic gameplay mode and tested FUT and online seasons, but this review is mainly focused on the authentic gameplay mode. Competitive play and FUT impressions will come towards the end of this video. And just to set the stage, I've spent 30 hours, over 30 hours, playing FC 26. That's more than I ever did in FC 25. That alone should tell you something. But let's break it down properly. Let's start with the visuals, because presentation is the first thing you're going to notice. Lighting. The stadium lights finally look natural, especially in night games where shadows stretch realistically. The turf, the grass looks alive. It even gets chewed up, and close-up replays give you that broadcast TV vibe. Crowds. Still not perfect, but far more immersive. Different animations, chants, and even outfits depending on weather conditions. The goal celebrations, there's a bigger variety this year, which really helps keep things fresh. And net physics, easily the best in the series. When the ball smashes the back of the net, it actually reacts properly. The ripple, the snap, the weight, all look spot on. And in rainy matches, you can even see the spray of water as the ball crashes into the net, which just adds to the atmosphere. Not everything is perfect though. Some player faces look fantastic, while others, not so much. And that point of view replay cam, personally, I'm not a fan. It feels disorientating and it looks a little bit weird. But overall, the presentation this year is a huge win. Now on to passing. In the closed beta, everything felt really good, except the passing and shooting felt too arcade-like, almost unnaturally fast. But thankfully, EA have listened to the feedback of the community, and now short passes feel weighted and realistic. Through balls are finally reliable, they actually go where you'd expect, but player ability will sometimes misplace these, which is fine because that adds to the realism. Manual through balls with the right bumper and a high skill ceiling for experienced players, and the controls can feel a little overwhelming at first, but once you settle in, you're going to realize how much depth is on offer. And I'm going to bring out a video on how to make the transition from eFootball to EA FC 26 in the future. Crosses, they're hit and miss. Sometimes you whip in a beauty onto your striker's head, other times it floats harmlessly into the goalkeeper's arms, and other times again it will just float out of play entirely. I think this largely comes down to player ability, which I do actually like, but it can be frustrating for casual players. Shooting is one of the areas that impressed me the most. There's finally real variety. Power shots are lethal and satisfying when you smash one into the corner. Finesse shots curl beautifully when you get them right. Volleys connect with force and feel natural, and headers are much better this year, though still not quite perfect, and the power that is applied to a header can be a little bit unrealistic at times, but it's not as frequent as it was in FC 25. Chip shots are useful when the keeper rushes, but you can't really dink them over a sliding goalkeeper, which feels like a missed opportunity. The best part, every goal feels unique. In past FIFA and FC games, you'd often score the same type of goal over and over again. In FC 26, that rarely happens, and it makes matches far more memorable. And speaking of goals, let's talk about the goalkeepers. In FC 25, one-on-ones were basically guaranteed goals. This year, keepers actually make big saves. I had a match where my striker curled a finesse shot into the corner, and the keeper just got his fingertips on it, and it felt like he earned that save. Animations are strong across the board. The only bug I saw was one penalty save where the keeper's arm bent awkwardly behind his back, but after 30 plus hours, that's the only glitch I've noticed so far, and that's a huge improvement. And most importantly, scorelines feel realistic. You're going to get the cagey 1-0s, the tough 2-1s, and the occasional 4-3 thriller. But gone are the constant 7-0 huge wins and blowouts. Matches now feel balanced and competitive. But this might be my favourite change: the player movement and physicality. Firstly, there's no more ice skating. Players plant their feet before turning, and it makes movement look believable. Sprinting without the ball feels balanced, quick, with realistic stopping distances. Sprinting with the ball feels even better, and the player ID really shines here, with pacey wingers feel totally different from stronger strikers. Shielding finally works. Hold left trigger and your player realistically protects the ball. Try to turn and sprint though, and you'll get out muscled, which feels authentic. Collisions, natural. I've seen midfielders shoulder opponents off the ball, strikers wrestling with defenders, and nothing looked glitchy. This is honestly one of the biggest reasons FC 26 feels and looks like real football. Ball control also feels great. Players take different touches depending on their style. Some will juggle it before bringing it down under control, others will trap it instantly. Those little touches really stand out and add different variety to the game as it's progressing. Skill moves are still lightning quick and responsive, which long-time FIFA players will enjoy. The only downside, the AI rarely uses them, unless you're on Legend or Ultimate difficulty with the competitor mode switched on. You won't see much flair from the CPU, and that's a bit disappointing. Defending though is actually fun this year. I'd recommend switching to the new advanced defending controls instead of the tactical defending, because it frees up your movement and gives you more options. Tackles are sharp and rewarding, jockeying works really well, standing tackles are effective, and slide tackles, when you get them right, feel absolutely brilliant. I had one moment where I slid perfectly on a winger cutting inside, sent him tumbling and won the ball clean, and I was smiling just like I scored a goal. Player switching also feels far more reliable, whether you're using left bumper or the right analog stick. Defending isn't frustrating anymore, it's actually part of the fun. So some extra notes before we wrap up. Ball physics mostly excellent, occasionally a little bit floaty, but never game breaking. Positioning much improved. Players stick to tactics, though not always perfect. And one of the biggest changes that make this game feel more alive than ever is the off the ball runs. It's a huge upgrade. Teammates finally make intelligent natural runs off the ball. They're looking for the run in behind the defense. They're running out towards the wing. They're cutting inside, and everything's moving. There's no more statues like you saw in FC 25. Referees are surprisingly consistent and realistic, genuinely the best I've seen in a football game. And tactics, the variety this year is insane. Teams play differently. Some will play with a high press, others will sit deep, some will go direct. It keeps the matches unpredictable. So it's not all about the player positioning and what they're doing, but it's also how they play. If they get a 1-0 win, they will keep the ball and pass it around at the back, and you're going to have to try and press them further up the pitch and try and get that ball back. But they will hit you on the counter. There are still a couple of issues though. Sometimes the tactics reset to default, so always save a team sheet with your tactics on it. And in the beta, I had a corrupted save file, so make sure you make backups of your career mode as you go. Now let's talk about competitive mode and FUT, since I know a lot of you play that. Honestly, the competitive play feels way too fast, even faster than FC 25. It's almost like FIFA Street, with the dribbling, skills and sprinting at breakneck speeds, and that's going to be the primary way you're going to be playing that mode. If that's your thing, you'll enjoy it, but for me, it takes away from the realism. For me personally, I give FUT gameplay a 5 out of 10. It's fun in bursts, but it's not what I want from a football game. EA, if you are listening, please add the authentic gameplay mode to Ultimate Team. If you do that, you're going to win over a ton of players, even former PES fans and eFootball players. So here's my verdict. The authentic gameplay mode is outstanding. The best EA football experience in years. For me, it's a solid 9 out of 10. Now, if you were to compare that to, say, PES 2018, PES 2021, PES 5, which I would probably give it like a 10 out of 10. And then you compare that to perhaps FIFA 14 if you're a FIFA player. FIFA 14 for me was like a 9.5 and a 10 as well. Then that gives you an idea of where the game is at. So it's just on the verge of being absolutely incredible. Competitive mode and FUT, like I said, it plays way too fast and too reliant on tricks for my liking. Just a 5 out of 10. So like I said, if you're a career mode player or you want realism, FC 26 is absolutely worth buying. If you're mainly an FUT focused player, think carefully, it might not be for you. You may want to look at eFootball's Dream Team. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe and drop your thoughts in the comments. Which side are you on? The authentic mode or the FUT madness? I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.
Van Dijk with it. Weerts. Di Marco. Now with Weerts. Ekitike. Just 1 minute of stoppage time, say the officials. And there it is, the final whistle. Cup success is theirs, and they've done it on merit. Look at these scenes.
Yeah, you've got to feel for any team to lose at this stage, but it's about performing in those big pressure moments, and that's exactly what they did. They thoroughly deserve this.
And you can see, can't you, what it means to every single one of them.
Oh, you've got to enjoy every second. Just take it all in because it's going to pass so quickly.
And now for the moment of confirmation, the trophy presentation.
Well, the hard work and the dedication, it makes it all worthwhile for moments like this.
Yes, a performance that has impressed absolutely everyone. And now it comes down to holding that piece of silverware aloft. The sweet taste of success.
Oh, just listen to that atmosphere. Look how much the players are enjoying it.
It has been quite the journey, and it comes to an end in style on the big stage. And now this is really special, isn't it? The chance to run with that trophy over towards the fans and say thank you and celebrate together.
Well, the fans travel all over and they're enjoying these moments just as much as the players, and rightly so.
They certainly have, and the players greatly appreciate that. Always a joint effort on these big occasions. And now they pose for the images that will stand the test of time.
Yeah, and these are pictures that will live long into the memory. It's great to look back on.